Now, you've probably seen all these videos, the confirmed features for Jackboys 2, but at this point, they're getting updated by the hour. So at this point, we've gotten more features that got added to that list, and likely it will get even bigger as we get into this next week, the last week of the rollout before the album is very likely dropping on July 11th. Today, we'll go over all the recent info, and obviously, we're gonna go over all the confirmed features as of right now, so let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with everything surrounding hip-hop, make sure to subscribe and also become a part of this community by joining our Discord server in the description. You can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and recaps everything that's been happening in hip-hop over the past week, so make sure to do that. Now, obviously, as soon as we get any more info about the features, I'll drop an updated video with the new ones, so make sure you stay subscribed. First, before we look at the people though, I do want to correct two things from the last video. You were absolutely right. The feature on the Burna Boy record, which is dropping on July 11th, is obviously the one that is already out, the Ta 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 feature that we already talked about in one of the previous videos. I just completely forgot that that dropped as a single, so that will likely even less impact the release on July 11th, which is obviously a very good sign. And now concerning the cover for Jackboys 2 that we officially got with the trailer, that is obviously not Drake, that is Sheck Wes. He just kind of looks like Drake. So it's still the cover, it still makes sense. We're getting Sheck Wes on that cover. Now we have to get to all of the features and obviously the release date, which at this point is going to be July 11th because they didn't drop on 4th of July yesterday, so that's pretty much confirmed. But let's go through the feature list. Now, in this case, the way that Travis rolled out the features for this, remember Utopia with the Utopia briefcases, where every feature on the record had one picture coming up over the couple of weeks before Utopia dropped where they were carrying that Utopia briefcase. And we thought maybe the hard drive wasn't there, but in the end, it's just like a cool marketing strategy, a cool way to roll out the features. In this case, we have it with Lamborghinis. Now, Travis gifted every feature on Jackboys 2 a custom Lamborghini with the Jackboys logo on it, or the Jackboys 2 logo on it. That is somehow connected to the record, even though it's not the cover, but it's also the same logo that you had on the merch website and that was connected to that merch drop. So that is the way they're doing this. Now, that's really cool. I like when artists do this. I loved it back when Utopia dropped. I love it in this case. So let's talk about the features. The first person that we heard about, which kind of was confirmed, but we now got it black on white, is 21 Savage. Now, as I said, many people were believing that 21 was going to be on the record, and he was kind of the safe bet. And he actually posted this with the caption 22222, and Travis replied in the comment section with "We on the way." So this wasn't even as spectacular, if I could say so. Now let's continue with, again, people that we kind of knew were going to be on here. First of all, we also have Sheck Wes. He posted a picture with this as well, with the exact same car with the Jackboys 2 logo on there. And in the caption, he said, "What the fuck is we doing?" which is obviously the legendary ad-lib. Now, he said, #release the Kraken. I don't know how that's connected to the record, if that is a song title. Travis actually did hint at 2 song titles. We're going to be talking about that in a second, so that is pretty cool. But that was Sheck Wes being confirmed on here. So those were the 2 that we had. Now, again, another one that we know is going to be on here is Sofego. He also posted a picture with the car, and Travis actually, this is the interesting part, in the caption, Fago said 2. And he also posted a story with this, so we know that this is doubling down on this, and we know that Fago was going to be on here. I've seen some funny, comments online saying everybody was thinking he was going to give everybody a Lambo, but the hated child Sofego was going to get like a Corvette or something, just because Travis doesn't really like him. I mean, obviously he does, but you get the joke. And in this case, it's actually the Lambo. And Travis actually replied in the comment section on the post from Fago, MM3 and now playing Contest, and both in capital. So Contest and MM3 could be song titles on Jackboys 2, and we're gonna have to wait and see if they actually end up on the final record, if that's actually the case. Let's see. I did think, though, that was pretty interesting. I'm pretty convinced that that's the way that he wants to do this. Now, let's keep going. We also had Filthy, the producer, Wake Up Filthy. He posted a picture as well with the Lamborghini on it, also doubling down on it with a story. So Filthy is very likely confirmed also on here. Now, another big feature that people were looking at was also Glorilla. She also posted a story with the Jackboys 2 Lamborghini visible in the picture, so she's going to be on there as well. We know that Travis and her have been friends and working together, so it only makes sense, but it's nice. That's going to be a cool addition to the record. I think that fits really well. Now, another person that we've gotten is Saw Baby. Now, you might know him from the TikTok sounds, but he's been kind of coming up, or has been very successful as well. I've had him a couple of times in the most important releases this week in the newsletter that I send out every Sunday. So we know that he's doing his thing, and I was kind of surprised to see him on here. Let me know how you perceive that. But he also said, "What we doing at Travis Scott, at Cactus Jack, with the Lamborghini, with the Jackboys 2 logo on there." So that is confirmed as well. Now, somebody that you might not know is Vibes Cartel. He also posted a picture with the Lamborghini. He's a Jamaican DJ. We know that Travis likes to dabble a little bit in DJing. We know that he likes to try different sounds and genres. So this could be an attempt to do that. And the last person that we had was Waka Flocka Flame. Now, obviously, this was also kind of unexpected, even though I can definitely see that. If they really bring that energy again on Jackboys 2 that they brought on Jackboys 1 and have a couple of hard-hitting tracks. I mean, we also had a Pop Smoke feature on the first one that went hard. On a song like that, I could also see a Waka Flocka Flame, even though he hasn't been very active or very relevant over the past couple of years. I can still see that working out really well. So those are the features we've gotten so far. As I said, as soon as we learn anything more about it, I'll make sure to drop an updated video. So make sure you stay subscribed for that. And this also now obviously means that the album is likely dropping July 11th, the same day as Pusha T and his brother No Malice are dropping Let God Sort 'Em Out with clips. That is obviously then a response to the disses. Maybe it was planned all along, but it just feels like that, especially after the whole workout situation that we went over in the past video. Now, as I said, I'm pretty excited about these features. I think they can work really well, but I do think that in the next 7 days until the album drops, we'll get a lot more info on it. We'll get more people by the day that post that Lamborghini, and by the amount of features, we can also deduce that there's not only going to be 7 tracks on there likely. I think it's going to be more than that. This could be a whole album, 15 to 20 tracks, if I'm being honest. Let's see how all this plays out. As always, I want to know what y'all think about this. How did you react to the features? Who's your favorite so far? Who are you most excited to see? And who else would you like to post a picture with the Jackboys 2 Lamborghini? All of your thoughts on this, please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.